I want to take a little bit of time, how do we actually plant seeds at home? So it really depends on what you're growing. There's a difference between whether you're growing pumpkins or very small seeds like tomatoes. And some tomatoes seeds are small. This is Wisconsin 55. These are pretty small. You probably can't even see that in the video. I've got one on my tip of my finger. What you have to think about is how much soil does it need to cover. So a seed like this is a pumpkin seed, this is great big. I just put them in and push them down and then cover it up. And you really would do the same thing with tomato seeds, pepper seeds. It depends how big they are, but I don't have to get real fussy on this. I'm just gonna put it into the soil and then cover it up. If you have something that's really, really fine seed, like say lettuce is pretty small seed, that you would sprinkle on top of your soil, and then you come back through with a little handful of germinating mix and just give it a light dusting and get it covered up. So those seeds do need to be covered up. And then we would go through and water, and go easy on the watering because you don't want to float your seeds away. But you might have to come back through a couple times and water and get that soil to sit down. Now, once the seeds have sprouted at home, I get this question a lot from customers, or someone messages us, can we fertilize with the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer? And the answer to that is, yeah, absolutely. You can start fertilizing with our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. Once the seeds are up and sprouted and they're little plants, I usually give them about a few days to a week before I start fertilizing. And you're going to want to use a much lighter mix. And what I mean by that is do about a half strength. We don't want to give new seedlings full strength of the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer because this is a concentrated fertilizer. I'm going to mix it down to, I'm going to take about half of our scoop to a gallon of water, so it's about half strength. And you can go ahead and start fertilizing about once every 2 weeks or so. So the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, yes, absolutely, you can fertilize new seedlings. Just give them a few days to a week before you start that, and make sure that it's a half strength mixture. So that's the different things that I wanted to talk about of getting seeds started at home and how you can successfully do that. And it's fun. Don't be afraid to try. Go ahead and give it a try. I mean, all you can do is fail. And when you fail, you learn. You learn how to do this. And I failed a lot. So I've learned a lot. And that's why I'm able to, give you at home a little bit more knowledge that we do this on a commercial scale in our greenhouses. I just do this at a scale of hundreds of thousands of these every year. So, and I found out what works and what doesn't work. So we've got some tomatoes, and these are Sweet 100s, and I have my tag in here to let me know. Remember to mark your seeds of what they are, otherwise tomatoes look just like peppers when they're started. You won't know what they are, so make sure you take a popsicle stick or something and mark what they are. I've got some tomatoes that are very leggy. Now these were on our heating mat, they popped up, and I forgot about them. Okay, so they had a few days of growth and I just absolutely forgot about them, and they got very leggy. And they don't do this as much like in my greenhouses, but these were sitting on top of our refrigerator, on top of the heating mat. Absolutely forgot about them, and they started stretching. What's great about tomatoes is it's very easy to fix that. So you can see these are tall. Tomatoes will root all along the stem, and the easy way to fix that is they keep coming up and getting too leggy. I take and I just put my fingers around and I just push that right back down into the soil, and then I go through and push that soil back around the stem, and he'll start rooting along that stem and then growing up thicker. So again, I'm just going to take this tomato, push them, shove them down, and take that soil and just work around it again. Now these aren't going to stay in here. I'm going to transplant these later on, and so I'm not concerned. I've got 4 tomatoes just in this one pot. You're not going to eventually grow. Tomatoes get big. I had one of my Sweet 100s was 14 feet tall last year, so it's not like I can fit 4 tomato plants in this one pot. But I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna transplant these into a bigger pot as I need to. And so I'm not concerned about having 4 tomatoes in one pot right now. So that's in a nutshell, how to start your seeds at home. And again, I will put the links in the video description of this video of where you can find these different products, whether it's the germinating mix, the heating mat, or the grow light. And of course, you can find our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer on our website at beatyourneighbor.com. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.